8, 9, 10. Is this all just a silly game? Tell me what I have to do to get some reciprocity. Is this all just a silly game that forces you to act this way and then pretend that? Okay, how y'all doing? It's a little bit windy, a little bit cold, but the sun is a shining here in California, West Coast. I'll let you take a look outside. And just waiting for it to warm up a little bit, you know what I mean? Just waiting for it to warm up a little bit. But I've been analyzing some things, and let me check my signal before I start talking to you about it. There we go. There. Damn thing is barely teetering. Let me write down one more person's name. You know, all these people who are commenting on this, what's going on, right? What's wrong with the world? Who's wrong? Who's right? Everybody's, you know, trying to get a piece of the pie. They live in this la la land. They believe that there's actual equality and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, right? Nobody gives a damn, dude. They're all selfish freaking pigs, hypocrites. Okay? That's what's wrong with the world. So everyone is biased, but I'm going to show you this one channel anyway, okay? Because it just came to mind. Then I'll start talking to you. I think you can read it there. There. I'm gonna get myself some colored markers or something, so I can do this in more colorful and it'll write more thick. Okay, this is one channel. Okay, that's one channel who talks about, he hates Donald Trump. Okay, he's a teacher, a professor, and he hates Donald Trump. uh, you know, but I'm listening to all people. I listen to the people who hate Donald Trump. I'm listening to the people who, whoever's making sense, right? A lot of them are lying. Okay, they exaggerate. And but I'm listening to everybody who puts their freaking 2 cents in. Okay, and here's a documentary, The Weather Underground. Okay, documentary, The Weather Underground. I forgot to put an N right there on underground, so I had to kind of like fit it in there, so I just rewrote it. That's a documentary. Watch it wherever you watch documentaries. They've got it all over YouTube for free. And this is my Facebook page. That's my name on Facebook. Okay. There's not too many decoys, so you'll find me. I'm the one that in back of me is a 18-wheeler diesel truck. And so I'll start off by saying, that the first thing I watched this morning, was Willie D. I'm surprised that Willie D. It's called Willie D Live. I should have wrote it down for you, but it's called Willie D Live. He's got about 1 million subscribers. So, I think there is something spiritual about this channel. Okay, let's just put it that way. Because a long time ago, they tried to shut this channel down. The CEO of YouTube croaked over. Multi-billionaire chick from YouTube. When this was going on, when they tried to shut his channel down, they shut it down once. When this was going on, this multi-billionaire CEO of YouTube freaking croaked over. Okay? And that's why I mentioned the channel a lot. Okay? But I watched Willie D this morning. And I was surprised because he didn't say anything about it yesterday. Right after it happened. This ICE shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which has the highest concentration of Somalis and Hmong, if you didn't know that. The only other place that has a high concentration of Hmong is Fresno, California, right here where I'm at, 70 miles away. Just thought I'd let you know that because nobody's mentioning it. And so Willie D goes in and he gives his 2 cents of what is going on. And he hates Donald Trump too. Right? Just like Chris Norland hates him. They come at it from different angles. Chris Norland's Vietnamese and Willie D's FBA, Foundational Black American. And so then you've got all kinds of fly-by-nights all over YouTube, right? But anywho, I'm checking my signal right here. There's Chris Norland, by the way. I haven't to it yet, but I'm sure it'll be entertaining. The title is Aftermath of ICE Killing, and he recorded it 4 hours ago. So, here it is Thursday. So where he's at, it's already Friday, right? And so it's probably 1 o'clock in the morning when he recorded this. Where he recorded it, it's 1 o'clock in the morning his time. He recorded it 4 hours ago. So it's probably like 5 o'clock in the morning over there in Hong Kong right now. I don't know. Check AI. It'll tell you in a hot New York minute. But anywho, so trying to check my channel before I give you the information. Okie dokie. Let's see if the channel's working. Okay, we got the channel working, and I see there's a bunch of people. And I see there's a bunch of people in here. Probably haters, racist, and some other people. But people with platforms. And so let me see, where do I start? This is like Lucy pulling the football out from underneath Charlie Brown over and over again. The people are too freaking dumb, right? This is a subterfuge of what's really going on, the real problem. Okay? And always remember, even though we're fighting with each other, black, brown, yellow, green, whatever, we're fighting with each other because they made the people fight. Okay? The real fight is between the haves and the have-nots. And every last one of those mofos on Congress is in the haves. Okay? They're all multimillionaires. And generally in society, you have a bunch of selfish pigs. They don't give a damn. As long as they're good, they could care less. You don't believe it? Look at the homeless people. Have you ever seen them lift the finger for the homeless people? Okay? That is to say, there's a lot of bad people. Okay? Even though the saying goes, they be few and we be many, the power is with the people. A lot of the people, good or bad, have been duped. They don't know what's going on. Okay? So that's the first thing, is to backhand these bitches out of their stupidity. And so that's an issue. Okay, so this is what Fred Hampton, people back in the day were out there on the streets trying to make a change. These people now are a bunch of freaking loons. They're idiots. They just want to do it to make a live stream. This girl goes out there. This dude just plowed this lady down. Right? Innocent or guilty, whatever the hell she was, obstructing justice. Freaking blows her brains out. And this lady goes over there. Shame, shame. A bunch of weaklings, man. If you want to see what real freaking protesters, these people are a freaking joke. That whole freaking neighborhood is a freaking joke. If you want to see what real protesters were about, watch The Weather Underground and get a freaking clue. It tells you all about the Black Panther Party, the American Indian movement, all these people who are fighting this injustice. Shame, shame. You think that's going to hurt? As a metaphor, as a simile, not a simile, as an analogy. That's like a dude going for your wife. Your wife is all drunk. The dude's freaking going for your wife. He's about to beat your ass, right? He's ready to get it on, do the wild thing, right? She's ready. And you go up there and you tell him, shame, shame. And he's freaking got his hands on her, ready to get it on with her. You think he's going to stop? Because you tell him, shame, shame, you're a freaking weakling. He's going to go for it and ravish her. Give her what she wants. Because this is an analogy of they are going for the money. And you're sitting here telling them shame, shame. You think they give two rats' ass about you saying shame, shame? You need to watch this documentary and get a clue. Okay? And yeah, this is all about money. That's what the people don't understand. Okay, this what happened. This what happened. This is exactly like what happened with Fred Hampton. They killed a 21-year-old civil rights activist in cold blood, like freaking wimps. Went in there with, I think, 15 or 20 dudes with freaking machine guns and got him while he was asleep when they had his own people drug him in bed and murder him. That's who they are. This is the same thing. And they play it off on the news. They lie to the people because they know the people are a bunch of freaking idiots sitting in their freaking boob tube zombies watching TV, and they believe what the TV says. So this is just a repeat of what was going on. That's why I tell you, watch this documentary. Okay? So this is the same thing. They didn't even get a slap on the wrist. Nobody got even a fine. They do whatever they want. Nobody did any jail time, right? But they played it out on TV, made a big old freaking deal about it. We're taking it to the Supreme Court. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's like Lucy pulling out the thing. What the real story is, it's not this what happened to one person. This is nothing. This is a walk in the park compared to what's really going on. Mahatma Gandhi told you that the worst form of violence is not this what just happened right here, right? This is one person. The worst form of violence is oppression. Okay? And who's the oppressor? Watch. Damn, I thought I didn't even write it down. I know I wrote it down. What the hell? Oh, wow, I guess I didn't write it down. Anyway, it's America, Freedom to Fascism. If you're real smart, you can read a book, but I don't think there's a reason to mention the book again. The book is called The Creature from Jekyll Island. But if you're just a regular person, you know, watch the documentary by Aaron Russo. He put his life out there on the line to bring you this information from the greatest oppressor there is. Okay? And you'll see who it is on America, Freedom to Fascism by Aaron Russo. Do you see anybody else promoting this video? No, because they don't give a shit. Okay? They'd rather go back and forth. This is a game for them. That's what this is. It's a game. They're playing a game, and they play to win. Who wins all the games on TV? Football, baseball, basketball. They love to play freaking games, dude. And it's been going on for a minute. Okay? And it's winding down. And so yeah, watch America, Freedom to Fascism, and get a clue. Okay? It's all over YouTube. It's by Aaron Russo, and you'll see who the oppressor is. This is what Mahatma Gandhi said is the worst form of violence. Makes this looks like child's play. This is just a freaking subterfuge. What's going on is the money. That's what's going on. If you watch this video, you'll start to see that. Okay? And who the culprit is. Okay, so I think studying what I've studied, if you read Agents of Repression, if you watch the documentary COINTELPRO 101, if you read how the execution of the assassination of Martin Luther King, if you read how that went down, you'll see that the people behind the scenes are the secret intelligence agencies. They're sitting here getting high, dude. They love this crap. Right? They can do whatever the hell they want, and they know what everybody's doing. Okay? And it's basically probably the extraterrestrials are behind it, Lucifer on Earth. Who do you think's running the show around here? And so I think in my opinion, I think the whole thing was for the camera. It was staged. Okay. And they had their, you know, directives of how it was going to go down. This is the stuff they do. Okay? They do this kind of stuff. They do whatever they want. They can change identities. This is how they control the world, by staging stuff for the camera. Anything that goes clear across the whole nation is suspect. This is how they've always, this is their modus operandi. Okay? It might be all staged by the Democrats. They're going for the gusto, right? They already know the oppressors. They, what's his name? Toure, Stokely Carmichael said it. They start to mimic the behavior of the freaking oppressor. They're giving the oppressor a taste of their own medicine by using the methods that they used on them. Okay? I wouldn't doubt it. And so okay. Now this message is not about me. This is a message. These are facts. People who don't like what I'm saying and therefore don't like me are freaking evil freaking devils. Okay? Because it's not me, it's a message. These are facts. This is things that I've studied. I've studied Agents of Repression, the book by Ward Churchill, and saw all the stuff they were doing to the civil rights activists, the Black Panther Party, the American Indian Movement, the Young Lords, the Latin Kings. Okay? And so this nation is at war with itself. You know how everybody was used to be saying, a nation divided will not stand? This nation is at war with itself. Okay? The government is freaking killing the citizens. Hello? And so it's people versus the devils is what's going on right now. And the good people apparently are outnumbered, even though they be few and we be many. Okay? We're outnumbered because they're ignorant. They've subjected themselves to TV. They will not get on the same page. Talking about the mass, the people, not the 1%, not the rulers. The 1% are all messed up. They will not unite. They're ignorant. Okay? They won't get a freaking clue. They won't watch the documentary because they're freaking ignorant. Okay. And yet the power is with the people. They just don't know it. Okay? So, how did this all begin? How did all these nations get this nation to implode and turn on each other? Well, I pose that it is greed and the lust for money and power. That's how they did it. And so what they did was they bought out the leaders with money, because the leaders are freaking, they will sell their soul for $1. Your elected officials will sell their soul for $1. Eric Russo told you this in the documentary America, Freedom to Fascism. He was trying to put you up on game. And and they sold you out. So these people, your leaders, let these people freaking have their way with you. And they poisoned the people. They poisoned them. Not all. Some of these people know what's up and they don't freaking eat this garbage that they are letting them poison you with. They fed all the people these poisons, poisoned the body, and because the body and mind are inseparable, it freaking basically made them freaking mentally challenged. That's why they don't know what the hell is going on, and all the other nations are coming in to feast on them like a bunch of scavengers. Okay? And they did it with the food supply. They turned them into a bunch of dummies. Look at college tests. Okay? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that the United States are a bunch of freaking dumbed down idiots. Okay? The food supply is the one that did it. Just like how Rome freaking went under because they were drinking the lead. Right? It made them a bunch of freaking idiots. And so think about this. How they're poisoning the people. The people are catching on. It's going all over YouTube now. These things that they've been doing to the people. The number one food that people used to eat around the world is bread. Okay? Wheat it's like a super powerhouse. It has like 40 of the 44 essential nutrients that the body needs. This is like, I don't know anything that has more nutrients than wheat. So guess what they do to the wheat? First, they make it GMO. Who knows what the hell they did to it. Then, when they turn the wheat into flour, they take all of those nutrients out. All of the 44 nutrients, they take them out and leave you with dog shit. Gluten and starch. Okay, this is what's over all the bread shelves. Okay, and this is what's causing the two major freaking ailments in society that they're raking the bucks in on by selling you pharmaceutical drugs for these two ailments. They're doing it. And if that isn't bad enough, guess what they do to the wheat before they send it to the processor plant where they ground it up into flour? Guess what they do to it? Right before they ship it over there, they spray it with Roundup. Okay? So, just think of all your family members, your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad, your grandpa, your grandma, who were afflicted with these ailments, taking prescription meds for these freaking ailments that they did to you because of all the tortillas you were eating. It's in the tortillas. Okay? How do you make tortillas with flour? It's in the tortillas. It's in the donuts. When you wake up first thing in the morning and you go to the donut shop to get donuts, what do you think those donuts are made out of? Flour. Okay? It's in the pies, the pie crust. The pie crust is made out of flour. That's their number one go-to. They were poisoning you the whole time with all the tortillas you were eating. You know, you eat tortillas left and right, sopapillas left and right, all them years, 30 years growing up. Their whole family was eating this poison. And it's still in there right now. If you go to the shelves and freaking snap out of your ignorance and read the ingredients, you'll see it. Enriched, bleached flour. Okay? And so that's all I've got for right now. Thanks for tuning in, and talk to you on the next one. Thanks for leaving messages. Thank you, um, J4. Uh, okay, someone's asking about Iran. Dude, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on there. Unless I could get on an airplane and go look over there, I could tell you. Okay? I've never been on an airplane. I don't know what's going on around the world. All I know is what's going on here, this place. I don't know what to tell you about Iran. I gave you my point of view that it looks like to me this fight that has been going on forever. Okay? The Holy Scriptures, not throwing out the baby with the bathwater, but a lot of the stuff that are in the Holy Scriptures was edited. They put stuff in there. So this number one thing that they use on us to pit each other against each other. Okay? I'm not going to talk about that. I already talked about the two things here. I'll talk about that on a different video. Okay? Okay? We need to stick to the subject on this and watch America Freedom to Fascism, because this is the biggest freaking oppressor there is, causing all this crap and all these homeless people, and people don't care about people being oppressed when Mahatma Gandhi told you the worst form of fucking violence is oppression. They can't wrap their head around it.